You said you wanted to ask me kind of about Georgia
Oh yeah, what was your experience like with Destiny campaigning in
with
Georgia
Bonnell
for
Boy.
Warnock and Ossoff?
Well, Destiny worked mostly with Ossoff, not with him, but for him because
Uh-huh.
he was the one that needed the most help. It was super weird meeting meeting him and talking to him because he talks in the exact same like hyper online way that he does on stream. Um, he was talking about like one of the first things I heard him talk about. I was just sitting there at the table with him and his like I don't know event manager or whatever, Doug, and he was talking about like this quote big booby communist on Twitter. And I was like, "Are you talking about Ashley Coffin?" And he was like, "Yeah, her." Um, he was talking about how much he hates communism, which was pretty on brand
Right.
for Destiny. And then after that, I just kind of got up and walked around with these little cards and like was just like, "Hey, do you want information about the upcoming Senate runoff shit?" And they would most often be like, "No, not really." And then I would go on and ask the next person. Um, was pretty much my experience, which like if you've ever talked to that many people in a day, oh my god, is it like
Yeah.
God? It's not even. It was really anxiety inducing at first. It was a lot of emotional effort, even just asking this one simple thing of everyone that you see in the park or whatever. Um, but eventually, it just kind of becomes like a robotic thing. There was a
Right.
specific. Sorry, what?
Yeah, it's like procedurally you're just kind of doing that all day. So,
Yeah, God, my legs and my feet hurt so bad. That's like probably the most I've walked in a day in my entire life. Not really, but it was a lot of walk. Probably like just constantly walking for like 6 hours straight or some shit. Pretty kind of brutal on my hyper online self. There was a specific denomination of people. They're like what's it called? Uh, I guess group of people. Like I feel like young white women just like generally just ignored you. I think they thought that I was gonna like try to hit on them or something because
maybe.
like a lot of young women just like not even like a no thank you, just kept walking like you were nothing. Um, which was I didn't really pay too much mind because I already felt like the one intruding on their social space. So it's just like, yeah, you know, but but yeah, it was crazy. And I think working in Georgia also gave me a heightened amount of personal investment in the election, which did not make my January 5th the most calm. I was super anxious about those races.
Mhm.
Because I mean, even beyond just like um, personal attachment, Blue Senate super important. Um, if you want to get
Yeah.
anything done. Sorry, I'm
Um
like burping a little bit. But...
that's fine. So like were people nice to you when you like talked to them?
Oh yeah, I mean, for the most part. Do you mean like people I was talking to on the street, or like other people there campaigning or canvassing as well?
No, I mean like the people that you asked.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I got a lot of positive feedback. So many people were like, "Oh yeah, I've already got all the information. Thank you so much for what you're doing or what you're doing." People seem super appreciative generally. Um, I even had this one interaction with this couple on a bench, and it's not the most interesting thing in the world, but I did my little pitch or whatever. I was like information about the upcoming election or whatever, and they were like, "I already voted," and I was like, "That's awesome." And then they said, "Warnock and Ossoff," and I was like, "Hell yeah!" And they were like, "Hell yeah!" And it was super fun. Um, People seem super excited about democracy, I guess, which was super good to see. Um, it's interesting talking to like actual voters. Super interesting.
Yeah. Did you like have any like cool conversations with them?
Um, Not really. That wasn't really I wasn't like knocking door to door or trying to like convince people of who to vote for. So my interactions were generally pretty bland. Because I was just like mostly trying to get the word out about, get registered to vote, please vote, super important, matters a lot. I wasn't really doing anything ideological,
Right.
so to speak. Um, so there wasn't anything super interesting. It was mostly just like a fun social practice. I
Yeah.
also got some like really disheartening, like not responses, but like some people looked at me like I was just fucking crazy, like for going up to them and talking to them out of nowhere, which was really weird. Um,
Maybe they were
People are
like anxious about it.
maybe, or maybe like a, I don't know, coronavirus. I don't know. I was wearing
Yeah.
gloves. I mean, I wasn't like going up to them. And I had a mask and gloves and shit. I wasn't just like handing people car like with no protection or anything. But it was interesting. The group that I was canvassing with. Sorry if I'm talking too much, rambling,
That's
but
fine.
um, the people I was canvassing with were predominantly from Vosh's community rather than Destiny's.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Yeah, he was like, who here is from Vought? And like half the people, like over half the people raised their hands. It was super interesting. Um, yeah, I don't know. We had pizza together and shit. It was super cool.
What would they have done if I was there?
What do you mean? I mean, you'd probably just be another person, right?
I mean, probably.
They didn't seem too judgmental. One guy was smoking weed. I mean, it was a pretty relaxed little event. And we weren't even all together at any given time either. It was just, we met up somewhere and then we just completely dispersed across this huge park.
Right.
Um,
That's
so
cool.
it wasn't like we're with the same people or anything. It was more like just come meet up, go do your own thing. Kind of facilitating canvassing rather than canvassing together, more like.
Yeah.
Which I absolutely want to continue to do and get more involved in my local politics in Alabama. It's something I'm really interested in the future.
Yeah. It sounds like an enjoyable activity, honestly.
It is. It helps not be so socially reclusive, which I kind of tend to be. Not being not in school, not in college, not really talking to anybody. It's probably important to reach out and talk to people.
Yeah. Especially
Imagine
in yeah.
Alabama. Oh my
Yeah.
god. if if I see Alabama turn blue in my lifetime, I don't know what I'm gonna do. That would be insane. But probably never gonna happen.
Yeah, that would take like a huge shift in politics.
Yeah, especially for such a rural area. Like the only reason why Georgia's going blue and Texas is kind of starting to lean that way as well is because of their kind of got some more metropolitan city large population areas. In Alabama, we don't really have much of that.
Mhm.
We've got Birmingham, I guess, but kind of more northern Alabama, you get kind of a little bit more city like, but most of it is just like rural nothingness, which helps the gerrymanderers out a lot. Um, It's true.
Yeah, that's like Maine, but in reverse. Like anywhere that would be a city here is like in the south, whereas the north is just like this like frozen wasteland.
Yeah, that's super interesting.